Hello, beautiful seniors. Happy Wednesday or Thursday, depending upon the day you're watching this. Hope you have a great Friday off tomorrow. I'll be using it as a work day, but hopefully Rebecca and I will get out and do something fun too. Just want to offer a closing thought on Taoism, in particular Yin and Yang. Yin and Yang refers to the complementary forces or energies within the universe. The beautiful image of the Yin Yang symbol, and I'll share a couple more with you in closing. One of them created last semester by Evan Verzosa, just beautiful. And so these forces that are dancing together in the universe, they cannot exist without each other. They are in a dance, which is why you don't see the circle just divided down the center. They flow into each other, yin into yang. And within each one of them is a seed of the other. So within the dark yin energy, there is a seed of light. And within the light yang energy is a seed of yin. Yin and yang are not the equivalent of good and bad or good and evil. Taoism doesn't have that judgment. Instead, they are complementary. Each needs the other. So, think of yin often associated with negative or weakness, and then yang as the positive or the strong. These are not value judgments. Instead, they think of them as like magnetic forces. Think of these scientifically as charges. There are positive and negative charges. There are positive and negative magnetic forces. Both are necessary. Without one, the other couldn't exist. It would be useless. And so they're necessary for each other. Likewise with the idea that yin is weak and yang is strong, while those are associated with masculine and feminine energies, it's you and me. And it's our society that puts a value judgment on weakness being worse than strength. There are times when being weak is actually more useful than being strong. One of the most beautiful examples of this that I saw was on a hike up on the Upper Peninsula of Michigan many years ago. There was a river flowing, and it was a time of year when there was lots of water. So it was probably spring or early summer. Later in the summer, the water would dry up. And I know this because in the middle of this stream, this river of rushing water, was grass growing. I could see most of it beneath the surface of the water, but out of the water was growing a single stalk of grass, and it was one of these strong, thick strands of grass. And I was mesmerized by this. It was bending before the water. It was never breaking. It wasn't being swallowed up by the water as some of the other grass had been, but this particular stalk was just bouncing back and forth before the water. It was demonstrating this yin energy before the yang energy being pushed forward by the water. If it tried to force its way against it, it would be submerged. It would run out of energy and it would submerge. The same is true. These trees in a strong wind, they bend before the wind. They bend back and forth before the wind. If they tried to stay solid that whole time and resist the strength of the wind, they would snap. They would break. So there are times when bending, when being the weaker of the two is actually the better choice, the more useful choice in a moment. So it's you and me and our society that puts these judgments, not Taoists and not the universe. All of these energies are necessary. At one time or another, all of the masculine qualities will be useful and all of the feminine qualities will be useful. Which is called for in this moment That's the question that Taoists say we need to consider. And the way that we'll figure that out is by going silent and by listening and tapping into the Tao that we are a part of. So, don't get caught up in the judgments of others around us that one thing is better than the other. Listen to this. This is from an article entitled Taoism from the Gale database. One student last semester shared this, and I love it. So, Yin and Yang represents dualism and the ability of contrary concepts, such as black and white, light and dark, and male and female, to be complementary. However, there is no balance between good and evil, and life and death, because such concepts are not recognized as existing by either the Tao or nature itself. Life and death and good and evil are perceived in the same way by the Tao. It's the imbalance between the yin and the yang that results in disharmony, or what we humans call evil. Neither yin nor yang is better than the other. They need each other to exist. So, just a final thought on that yin-yang energy. Feel free to reach out with any comments or questions you have. In fact, maybe I'll make this a part of a discussion forum in case you want to share your thoughts. Not necessary, it's not part of the assignment today. I just wanted to share these thoughts with you. Have a great day. Move on now to step 3 of today's work. Ciao. I love you.